Well guys, do I have a story for you. It is Steven Universe related, however, in the fact that the story is shortened to the part where it's actually Steven Universe related. That being said, I'll give you a shortened version and a longer version after that shortened version in the video. As you can see, I'll be posting art of what I did for fan art throughout the whole video. There will be one that you have not seen yet that will be on the team of the Crystal Gems, so evil to the Fall of Homeworld 5 gems that I have posted earlier in the video. If you find that gem Sona, leave a name in the comments and I'll tell you if you're right. And with that, you saw the title of this video. So yes, I know Bob a cop. So here's a shortened version. At my job, I was doing carriages, so I'm outside. This was like late at night, which is why this is probably going to be posted in the morning. And I was asking him, the cop, well, can I go get those carriages? And he's like, yeah, sure, if you want. Then I go over and he's all like, oh, do you have a trash bag I could put something? I was like, yeah. And I opened up a little pouch of trash, and what he drops in is like a breathalyzer tube or syringe kind of thing. And he's all like, thanks. And I was like, no problem, Bob. And that was it. That's the shortened version of the story. Yeah, kind of lame, right? So if you are continuing to watch this video right now, then let's go into the long version from all the way to the beginning. It all started when I was first sent to go outside to do carriages. There I go outside and start picking up my first couple carriages and putting them together and go and stacking them, and like some lady pulls up like a couple parking spots away from where I was putting my carriages, right? She comes out and I'm just like, oh, she's probably gonna ask me when does the store close, because apparently that's all I usually get, and it's open like all night, so I don't know why people haven't figured that out. But she comes over to me and she's like, you see that blue car over there? And I'm trying to look around, I don't see a blue car. Turns out the blue car that I was trying to look at was like behind a huge red SUV. But anyway, she says, yeah, there's this man, they parked the car like right on the ledge of the railing, and he was nude and he was peeing off the side of it. And she was saying that, and I was like, what? And then she continues and says, yeah, it kind of creeped me out, so you should probably tell your manager and call the cops, because if there are any females, then they probably don't want to see them. Just like, yeah, I'll go and I'll go and tell them. I basically said that to myself. I didn't really talk to her because I was just really stunned. I was just like, oh my god, is this for real? And I go inside with the carriages that I was pulling in from that first haul, and then I go and talk to my manager, trying not to make a big scene about it, and it ends up being a big scene. So I go up to her and she's like, yeah, some lady told me that there was this guy who was in a blue car, who was nude and he was peeing like off the side of a railing, and the other two co-workers that were there besides the manager at the front end were just all up into this. And there's like a customer right there, and it was just a big scene. I was like, no, it's not what I wanted. So I go back out and I'm continuing with my job, which is carriages, and I saw their carriages all the way on the side where the car was with the guy. And I'm just like, oh, who's the dirtbag that left those carriages there? Now I have to go over there and get them, because that's what I'm supposed to do. So when I'm going over there, I'm looking at the employees of the other store, which is Dollar Tree, and they're looking at me, and they're looking at the car behind, the car with the guy, because the guy's like moving around. Oh, he was clothed at that time, which I don't even know how, I don't understand, but he was going through his car. I was trying so hard not to look, and look at the people in Dollar Tree, and their faces are like shocked. They look like they were trying to tell me not to go and get the carriages. And I was just like, I'm not looking. So I kept going to get the carriages. turn around, start getting them together, and start on my second batch, right? And as I'm doing that, the dude in the car, he finishes whatever the hell he was doing there. He gets in his car, starts moving, and parks next to my, or stops next to my whole thing of carriages for whatever reason. He stops near them. I'm just like, I'm pretty sure I left a lot of room, so he could have just driven right by. So then I go over there, and he starts talking to me, smoking something. I don't even know what it was, but he was smoking something. He was talking to me. I'm just like, oh my god, where's this? I just started like kind of internally panicking while keeping like a calm, chill, like what can I help you kind of stuff attitude. I didn't say like anything because he just kept going on. So he was insisting that he saw me 30 minutes ago talking to him on like a park bench, like along the wall of the stores, and I was saying no, that was not me, and he kept insisting and like pressuring me. He's like, I'm pretty sure that was you. You have one of those faces. I'm pretty sure it was you. I'm just like, no, I just came out here. It couldn't have been me. And oh, this guy was just like, I don't even know. It's just so sketchy. And my manager was coming over, like the one I told about. But the guy, and she as the guy was talking, she was coming over to begin with, and she was trying to say who was the guy, and she didn't know that the guy that's talking to me right now was the guy that the woman told me about, that I told her about. And when he finally drove off, she was all like, oh, so who is the guy? I'm just like, that was the guy. And she's like, oh, if he comes back, tell me. And I was just like, yeah, I hope he doesn't come back. And I literally had no clue what to do. I didn't know what to expect, but like, what was this guy? And so as she's gone, and I'm getting my carriages, I'm looking at the Dollar Tree people, and they have like worried faces. They got their phones. I'm just thinking to myself, are they calling the cops? I think they're calling the cops. And so later on in the night, as it's going by, they actually did call the cops, and we had a couple cops show up, and they the first cop parked next to a different blue car because the other dude was like gone, long gone, or so we thought later. And so the cop parked there, and I saw the two Dollar Tree people run out and go talk to the cop, and I'm just doing my own thing, getting those carriages, carrying on, and like there's the second cop car that came and like just turned around and left. I was like, okay. I couldn't keep like a straight face seeing this because I knew like so much, or at least I thought I knew so much at the time. And then the Dollar Tree people were gone as I came back out from putting the carriage on one of the fronts of carriages away, and I went to like the far side of the parking lot to get more carriages. And in the cop car that parked next to the other blue car came up and parked next to me and started talking to me. And when he was approaching, I couldn't keep a straight face. I was just like laughing, kind of, and I was just like smiling. And then when he actually started talking to me, I just got like dead serious. I'm just like, how much did the Dollar Tree people tell you? Did they tell you about the blue car and the man? And he's like, yeah, we're looking for that man right now. I was like, yeah, he stopped to talk to me. And I was really like scared, and he's all like, oh, what did he look like? I was like, oh, he was about 60, like old, kind of wrinkly. I mean, he was smoking something, so that could have been why he looked old. But he's also wearing glasses. Then the cop was like, did he seem drunk? I was just like, I don't know. He was just smoking something. And he was all like, all right, thank you. But my manager, same one, started coming up, and they were asking if the guy was still here and stuff because he was looking for him. And then I mentioned that the lights of his car were like tinted like purpley and bluish. They weren't like white, yellow. And she thought that she saw the car like steal in the parking lot, but not on the like, Dollar Tree side, but like on my store side. And turns out there was a car that vaguely seemed like it was the same one from all the way over there because you could see the lights, and she pointed it out to him, and then the cop went over there, continued on with my carriages, and I was like, high five, we were cracking down the case, we got the cop, we're gonna get him. That's how talking to the manager like that. And so I got the carriages in, I started coming back out, and two Dollar Tree people came out, because like the cop had his lights on, they were flashing and stuff. So they came out, and they started talking to me, and I was like, alright, so the guy, the car and stuff, kind of like stuttering like that. And they said, yeah, well, that guy was been here for like 3 hours, and he was just like emptying out his whole car and opening the doors, closing them, talking to himself. We were creeping on him a bit too, and it was just like whack. And just the Dollar Tree people were talking like that. I was just like, are they serious? This guy is like totally crazy. And they were asking me, it was I the guy that the person stopped to talk to. I was like, yeah, I had no clue what to do. It was so like scary. And it was like, yeah, I know. And I had to go over to your stupid Dollar Tree and pick up the carriages. And they're like, yeah, I know. We were just trying to be like, no, don't do it, turn back. I'm just like, yeah. I was thinking to myself, like, that's yeah, I guess that was what they were trying to do. They're trying to tell me don't do it. And I was telling them, yeah, I'm not looking. They're just like, yeah, don't do it. And then I was like, yeah, the cop. I talked to the cop and tell him what the guy looked like and stuff. And he's like, oh, yeah. And they started the partying, and I was like, make sure you lock the doors. And then one of them replied, always. And it's like, oh god. Yeah, so I finally get to the side of where the scene went down, where the cops had the guy, for sure, had him, and they were going through his car, like, talking to him. He was collecting stuff out of his car, like in a bag, and I don't know if they were like drugs or anything. They looked like they were interrogating him and all this stuff. And then I finally decided, oh, there are carriages over there. God, I'm gonna go get them, because I really want to know what's going on over there. That's what I had in mind. I was going over there. I'm just also thinking to myself, I think they'll let me over there when they were still interrogating the guy to pick up these carriages. I don't know, so I didn't do that. And then I get most of the carriages on the other side where the cops were not. And I then asked them, oh, can I go get those carriages over there? And they're just like, oh yeah, if you want. And I go over those carriages, and this is the part where I was talking about earlier in the video, where he asks me if I have a trash can. I opened it up, and he puts the thing inside, and the syringe, like I didn't know what it was at first. Then I go away, get those carriages, and one of the last things I heard the cops say that you can't be here forever, as the dude was there for like more than half the night, freaking like 4 or like 5 hours. The guy was like creeping there, doing whatever the hell he was doing, and he's really stupid to go from one side of the whole lot to the other side. That's just like messed up. And when I was emptying out the trash sack, I find the syringe thing at the bottom that the police guy put in there, and I was examining it, trying to figure out what it was. So it was what I believed to be like breathalyzer or some sort of like testing device that they have on highway cops that like do drunk driving or like drugs intoxication or whatever they do. I'm not a cop, so I don't really know what this thing was. I threw it away and was like, okay, I'm pretty sure I'm scarred for life now. That was like something I'm probably not gonna forget. I just hope this story kind of teaches you guys a lesson. Like, people are messed up, and make sure if you see something weird like that, tell someone, call the cops, stay safe, don't do anything stupid. And I totally forgot to say the no prob Bob back there. Unfortunate, but no prob Bob, I said to the cop as I walked away. He walked away, and that was it. So, if you enjoy this crazy work story, I got probably more in the future. I might make a little series about it, doubtful, but here's a start. One last thing before I go, I didn't really want to script this out because it would sound a little fake, as you're not recapping the story from like your eyewitness kind of point of view, as I was trying to do, talking to people when they wanted to know what was going on. I didn't have a script to write there, so I didn't really want to give you guys a script, but I mean, probably should have, because I probably would have shortened this video a ton and made it less awkward to listen to, but I apologize for that. And the guy's car is still in the lot. It was not towed. It's just chilling there. They did pull him away, put him in the cruiser, left. And that's all I have for you guys tonight, which is the morning now at 12:16. I am still talking. So cheers, loves, and I'll see you soon.